what we're going to be doing today is this was an insane run. I'm doing the voiceover afterwards because these were actually just, it was too long and too hard to just record the audio while it was going on. So like we're just going to jump in and do it now that it's let's see here. I'm trying to make this go full screen here with anyway. So yeah, we're going to jump into a 12 biome dream dive here, which is what we're doing. We're setting up, we're only going to run 22 fear. So we went with just like for the 4 rivals, shadows, return, and I can't remember what it's called, the thing that makes you fight things from the later biomes. It's hard enough. We went with the 7-minute timer.
You want a good night's rest?
I think if you went with a 5-minute timer on this, the scaling in the second half is so crazy with their hit points. If you got like say Summit into Tartarus, I think it'd be almost impossible. The things have like this feels like 5 times more hit points in the second half of the run. I think we just take Flourish here, if I'm correct. I didn't really want. I know we need to scale really hard, and the Flourish doesn't matter on this aspect. You just use it to collect your skulls. So I just took something to I didn't want to take a really. I want to have a good cast. I did not want to take a. That's not a bad cast, but I was hoping to get like a Storm Ring or Scorch. Even Freeze would be useful as far as just like staying alive, but you know, Arctic Ring. But early on, the having the what do you want to call it? Having the Flutter Flourish is actually super. We get an epic Nova Strike without even pumping everything. It's just crazy. Exactly what we wanted here. Now going on this, what do you want for a hammer? There's like 2 different setups you can go for. I was kind of hoping to just get the Possessed Array because it's like the hardest scaling one probably. They're both really ridiculously good. So what we do end up getting is the wide grid setup at some point here. It's pretty amazing though. I think it might be the first hammer we get. We'll see. I don't remember exactly the order things happen. All I know is that the MVP of this run is not even. It's not even Apollo. Even though Apollo does his legendary, we get his legendary. It allows us to do insane damage. But I think we could have did the insane damage just by doing regular attacks, or Possessed Ray obviously would have went really hard too, which we don't get. But as you'll see, Poseidon allows us just to like scale so hard into the end of the game with between Buried Treasure and
A moment of reprieve.
Buried Treasure and Sea Star. Hey, we get wide grid right off the bat. I thought we did. I think about it because I'm like, oh man, I was hoping to get Possessed Array, but I'm like, you know, we can still get Possessed Array later. Nothing will stop us from wide gridding and then jumping on people and collecting all 4 skulls, which would be pretty great too. So it's not like wide grid stops Possessed Array from being good. It actually works really well with it, but I have no money here, so we just go ahead and jump right in. This is going to be a long video here. These rooms early, you just we don't have mana regen yet, or like the legendary or anything. So like we're kind of just doing a lot of just shooting our skulls. It's kind of an even mix of firing our skulls plus the things don't have a lot of hit points early in the run. Things just scale really hard. After like the 5th or 6th biome, things don't die very quickly. I thought with this setup we would kill things way quicker than we end up doing. So anyway, I'm kind of trying to relax in here. This is going to be a really long run. Got myself a beer and some water, so yeah, Possessed Ray. But as you'll see, like we just get such crazy value out of Sea Star. We end up with like a 75% Sea Star, and it's You see how many hit points we end up with. I don't even want to spoil it. It's just so absurd the amount of hit points we end up with. By the end of it, I mean, plus we do get a Godsent Moonwater, which also Poseidon, you know, he just lets us he keeps us alive, basically. Apollo kills things and Poseidon keeps us alive. It's just a really amazing combination of things here. I'm not gonna lie, the Uncanny Fortitude is always great.
This way.
My dog's sitting here, let me pet her. She'll probably bark at some point during this because she barks during every run. First title ring. We just want origination at this point. That's step one towards origination. If you don't get origination on these runs, I'm not sure. She has no hit points. We just like dropped 4 skulls on her dome and blur. Like we deleted a quarter of her hit points. It's pretty gross. Wide Grin's really good at racing the It's because it's hard to aim at her bombs sometimes with if you just have like the normal gun. Without doing a mega attack, you can hit them with a mega attack. That's slow and stupid. If you can just fire your wide grenade and take out all of her bombs, it makes it so much easier. I know I've had wide grenade during her fight, but it's been a while. I haven't been playing the skulls too much lately. I've been kind of like playing a lot of staff and lantern and stuff lately. Lantern torches. I call them lanterns all the time. I don't know why. Ares is much easier when she has like 1/3 the hit points or whatever the heck the scaling is. We're doing like probably between 5 and 10% of her life every time we just fire a normal volley at her. It's pretty stupid. This is pretty gross here though. Luckily, like I said, we have wide gun here. That was a good dodge, but I thought I was gonna get hit there. If you want to get wasted on this run, every time I use a Moonwater, take a shot, you probably end up in the hospital. Don't do that.
You're doing great, but don't let up her else.
So this is like a 2-hour vid. This is gonna be like a 2-hour video, and it's only 7 minutes real time to get out of the first zone.
I'm guessing Oceanus.
Some of the boss fights are like 5 minutes real time. It feels like
Or not.
the Hades fight is absurd. Asphodel. These runs would be really hard. I mean, I have a Godsent Moonwater, and I don't think I ever really come close to dying, but I do take a lot of damage during the fights. And I don't even have friends yet, so I think that the Hades 1 zones are really hard because the way that Hades 1 worked, they're set up so the things that you have to dodge, were kind of built around having a double dash and being able to block projectiles with like your special. You just destroy them with your special. So like if you were playing like the bow, or well, the shield can straight up just block things, but if you're playing the bow, you can just do your arc special. Like special just arcs a bunch of arrows in front of you, and you can just wipe out every projectile coming your way. It's super. There's some of these rooms, especially in this zone, that are just filled with like wizards that throw stuff at you. There's blinding rush, so we have origination now. We're also 2/3 of the way to his legendary, but the way that what was I gonna say? Yeah, like it's just there's tons of fights we just have like these little guys that are just like spraying those little wizard guys that just throw the purple projectiles, and they're really hard to deal with. I got lucky. I also my Hades boon is Deep Descent, or no, sorry, Dark Side, or whatever it's called. The one where you disappear for like 5 seconds whenever you take damage, and then that's like a 30 or 40 second cooldown. You do 70% extra damage. I take advantage of that in a lot of these fights where like the room is just full projectiles. So I just get hit once and then go dark and then just kill everything while I'm bringing the 5 seconds while I have 70% extra damage and I'm invulnerable. I kind of have to. That's the best way to take advantage of like the fact that like normally you'd just be running through an entire room of projectiles you couldn't do anything about. In Hades 2, there's not really too many rooms where like the whole room is filled with them because you can't do anything about them other than dodge. So you can't dodge in like almost every square inch of the room is full of purple projectiles. So This room's not that bad, but it's not, you know. Oh, yeah. At some point we get Howling Moon or Howling Soul, I mean.
Transform.
I think we just needed gold there. Yeah, we're still looking for the Apollo Legendary, so... My dog's looking at me because I'm just talking to nothing. Here's one of those rooms I was talking about. And here comes all the millions of projectiles. Like, yeah, see, like, I just go dark. I can't... There's no way I could, would have taken all that damage if I wasn't invulnerable for half of that. That's so ridiculous. I think you just take Prominence Flare here, or Dazzling Display, whichever one is... I don't remember which one. I think do Prominence Flare, yeah. We temporarily end up with Lucid Gate also. We just have a ton of Apollo. We get basically every Apollo boot in this run, almost. We end up with Born Gain later, which is a superior, because... my cast isn't that important for what I end up doing later, so like you just don't throw it out that often. I mean, it's important for origination, so we do throw it enough, but at one point we end up with Arctic Gale on as well, so we can just, our cast alone just gives us origination, plus we have Blinding Light, or Blinding Rush, I mean, sorry. Bind, yes. The Omega attack with Apollo's AoE on this weapon is so good. We're still early enough in the run that things don't have that much hit points. The things have the correct amount of hit points here, probably, because this is the second zone, normally, so.
That's better.
Hopefully we can get... I don't remember when we get it. We might get it here. When we might get Lucid Gain here, too. I don't remember. I never do get the hammer when my shells come back to me. That would have been nice. I think I get like 4 or 5 hammers. Like, I think maybe 6, because I do take the keepsake to get the extra hammer for 2 zones at the end. But you should be able to get 6 hammers in this run pretty easily. 2 per 4. Basically every other biome you should get one. Plus you can take the extra one. And it's possible to get a hammer from what's her face too, if it lines up correctly. Echo, yeah. We end up getting something way more absurd. I'm not gonna give it away. doing one of these 12 biome runs and try to like get the fattest king of ransom or queen's ransom possible. It'd be cool to try to get, like, if I would have had Zeus here to try to, when Zeus and Hera, I don't even have Hera currently. To get fine lines would be so. Get like a level 50 fine line would be hilarious. Fine line does do a lot of damage. It's probably one of the highest damage, like, ancillary boons you can get. Like, it's not a core boon or whatever. I'm trying to think what other things do a lot of damage. Well, if you get a nice fat crit boon from Artemis, it'll obviously do a lot of damage. I didn't really want... If this wasn't an Omega attack based run, Glamour Game would be what I would be shooting for. I think we just take Apollo here trying to get the legendary, because we have money. We don't have like enough money that we don't need anything here before the boss, so I just go ahead and grab this. I think we take self-healing, but it's not even active yet. I think we activate it by picking up some elements in one of the shops, and we end up with like 15 of every element by the end. So.
Oh no.
I wonder. It'd be fun to try to do a Trick Knives run. I can't see myself. I tried to do staff runs here, and I was dying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was super crazy. I think the staff is stronger than the. Yeah, No, I'm gonna take that back. Skull's probably the. I think it's the best aspect in the game. So Medea offers the highest ceiling, but Skull, you can kind of do the same thing, but it'd be way safer. The possessed ray, even the possessed ray that it offers is way safer. You can just fire out your thing and then just like special near them and still deal the damage and feel a lot safer about it. It does very similar damage to Medea, just not as quickly. And obviously this, I mean technically Medea could do this too, I guess. She can do a mega attack with this, but you would just never play it that way. If I knew I was gonna go into this, I just would have played Persephone a little bit better. The extra levels on everything would have been sweet. But yeah, we are 1/6 of the way through the run, 15 minutes in. But don't worry, it's gonna take way longer. I think that this things start going way slower at the end of the run here.
I don't know whose stuff this is, do you?
Dog laid down finally, just going to sleep. I was having an issue with my controller there. I couldn't get the right bumper wasn't like actually selecting the zone. I don't remember what we do here. Oh yeah, we take the keepsake and get our moon water going.
What's for delivery? I'm guessing
We get buried
fields.
treasure, and we just end up with so much gold at the end of this run. It's like the most absurd thing ever in that regard. Plus we have Krolex to get us going here, but. I am not good at the Hades 1 zones. It's been too long. It's been like over a year since I played Hades 1. And I've only played Hades 1 about a quarter as much as I played Hades 2. I'm so used to this point, the dash sprint thing, I'd be so bad at Hades 1. I might go back and just play some Hades 1 just for the sake of doing it, but I think I have too much stuff to do that right now. As long as I'm YouTubing, I probably won't go back to that. Unless I get enough viewers and viewers actually want to see some Hades 1 play, I might stream it or whatever, but I'm not in a position like Halion where like, I'm sure he's sick of that game. He did that for 5 years. So, I didn't content create for that game at all. I did like a fresh file playthrough, that was it. Half stuff doesn't scale. I mean, it kind of scales, but it's not really good with like the Omega attacks. That's the reason why I don't go after half as much here. Really, I think the ideal pull, if you were trying to have the strongest run you could have, would be Hera, get the Hera legendary. So for a 12 run, don't get me wrong, for 12 zone run, you go Hera and Poseidon, and you have some kind of ripple effect, duo boon situation going on with Fine Line and Ocean Swell. Probably on like a torch, right? And then you get a juicy Demeter growth, what's it called, steady growth. Get that at like 3 or 4, and then you get Poseidon Oceans. You get Poseidon Buried Treasure, and Sea Star, juicy Sea Star, and then you get Hestia, and you just get a gigantic amount of slow. You don't even need Hestia, actually. Back that up. You probably just want Zeus or something. I don't know. Probably Apollo Legendary. Yeah, because you can get the slow cooker from Hera's Legendary. So you get the slow cooker from Hera's Legendary. You could guarantee that, actually. What you would do is just get self-healing first from Apollo. That way when you got her Legendary, you would guarantee the slow cooker. And then the billion fire boons you end up with inevitably. Your slow cooker would be very, very strong. I think that'd be like the best way to scale. Hera's Legendary just allows you to scale too. because you, especially if you get Wispy Wilds on that, because Wispy Wilds is going to be really, really good. So
Out with you.
you probably get 40% dodge out of Wispy Wilds by the end, and then you can just take You would most definitely want. I can't remember the name of the boon, the Hermes boon that just gives you like. You can get it like 1 to 1.5% per boon you have, and I ended up with 70 boons in this run, or 76 boons, something like that. So you can, think about it, you can easily have 100% dodge, I think, by the end of that. You just take that boon plus the one we just talked about. There's other stuff you can get dodge from too. Trusty Shield's probably the smart move here. Yeah, that's what I figured I did. Spaff, yeah.
A sudden surge.
They're self-healing active, so that's good. Getting this fight this early is pretty good because it makes him a little easier. And if you get Typhon, if you got Typhon, he'd be so hard if you got him in like a zone 11. With the, if you have like double or triple hit points or something, I don't even know. It'd just be a tick forever to kill him is what it would do. The only phase of his that's hard is phase 4. So you just that phase is really hard because like all the little spinny boys coming out of the ground, and there's just a lot going on. So basically the whole screen is full of stuff. And if you have to spend like 2 or 3 times longer in that zone, in that phase than as you normally would, you'd be pretty hard to dodge damage. I say that, but we do end up with like probably 10 times the amount of 10 times the amount of HP that you would normally end up with because of our C-Star on this run. So. We haven't even taken C-Star yet, right? No. It's kind of cool they added those extra voice lines, because we get a lot of them on this run. We still don't have his legendary, it looks like. Nope, we don't. Ow. Fighting him with only 200 hit points is like kind of dangerous, but he's scaled down a little bit because he's in zone 3 here. We're doing a lot of damage. That was 1200 damage just from that shot that barely hit him all the way. But that one's doing 2300. We have origination, I'm pretty sure, because blinding rush lasts like. What's that? I can't remember what that cruise is called. Days, yeah. Days last like 9 seconds, I believe. Froth lasts like 3 or 5 seconds. Lasts a couple seconds. So as long as you're just throwing your cast out there on cooldown and putting blinding rush on it once in a while, you're gonna have origination most of the time, which is kind of the goal, I guess. Obviously. This is actually a very bad baby phase here. I get hit by like everything. It's because my deep descent, or not deep descent, whatever it's called, must not have been on cooldown yet. Because there we go. It triggered on the last hit there when it was already too late. I really like the. For some reason, they made it so you could turn off the visages with the one app or with the one mod. And I'm like, no, I turn them back on. I don't want that on. I don't know why anyone would turn that off. The bosses look cooler this way than they do not this way. With the regular way, I mean.
I feel better about myself. I've had this dream before.
Alright.
Maybe I should switch.
I don't remember what I take next. Might be egg. Or card. You take either card or egg next. You end up taking virtually everything that's any good.
Where
on these runs if you do a 12-zone run, because like we're trying not to use God Keepsakes obviously, because we have on
Where it was all supposed to end.
the
5 chambers.
jeweled palm stuff. So you Fate's Whim, you don't want to be having
Tartarus again. Sorry about
using
that.
God Keepsakes if you can avoid it. So the one that I would consider is like late in the run if you want something like Task Force or something. You could take it Athena, but we get her naturally. So
Perish.
got like another hour and a half left. I think we get Howling Soul here. I'm pretty sure.
It's you.
Think about life tax with them. Like, no, we have 9 zones left. We want something that's going to be useful beyond this room. So I take Howling Soul. Howling Soul is really good against. It's super good against Poseidon against Kronos anyway. Because especially if you have something like Storm Ring or Smolder Ring or something that hits repeatedly. We don't have anything like that, so we don't necessarily need Howling Soul, but it's still good. I like ranged casts, and we don't have
A few more chambers still.
either of the gods. Lightning Lance is my favorite, and I almost never get it because I just don't get Zeus a lot. Since I played Jewel Palm, I just don't seem to get him as much. I used to obviously Zeus Keepsake is like everyone wears that out, or used to wear it out before Jewel Palm was a thing. Basically, I feel like I always used to just basically, unless I was doing some kind of special build where I wanted to show something off, I used to basically just always start with like Poseidon, Hera, or Hestia keepsakes. When I was new, I used a Demeter keepsake a lot because having her cast is really, really strong when you're before you get good at playing the game. It's good even when you're good. It's just that if you're looking for extra safety, especially on the surface where things don't get caught in casts as much as they do in the underworld. It feels like they're in the underworld. Like if you drop your cast, most things just kind of get stuck in it.
Simple. Clearly underestimated you.
Yeah, we take almost all these rooms because our timer is so good.
One of the leaders of this Satan cult.
We still don't have Apollo's keepsake, or sorry, Apollo's legendary. I think we've gotten like 3 or 4 boons since it was unlocked. Maybe, well, maybe 2.
Sleep well. I know I will.
Oh, cool. Here's our big fat moon water. I'm so glad I considered taking Darkside, but because it's so good at killing certain bosses. But most of the bosses, it's really bad against. Island Getaway is super good here. Just 15% extra damage reduction. We didn't take it, actually. So there's that, I guess.
Face me.
I know I get it at some point. Wide Grin Omega attack is one of the most satisfying things ever. Yeah, we don't need that money. My goal when I was trying to do this with Momus, because it's like my favorite. I think Momus is just, it's not as good as like the other staffs. It does have like a higher ceiling if you can get like certain things with it, like Mirror Thrasher, Rapid Thrasher combination. If you can get the three hammers set up with like Mirror Thrasher, Rapid Thrasher, Dual Moonshot, it turns with like you have Night Cycling set up, like that's really strong. You get like Racing Thoughts or whatever. But like there's certain things like you just get it with like
I'm sorry, Uncle.
Hef's Legendary, it just becomes busted. It's only 1 second then. Might be half second. I don't know. It's really fast. It just lets you go crazy with it. I was gonna try to do that, but just get Hef on like the special, and then just this Legendary is really easy to get. You just get like you need one of the 3 blast effects. You can even get it on the rush. Boom. You just need one of the 3 blast effects. Then you need either. Then you can get Grand Caldera, Molten Touch, or Furnace Blast. And then the last thing you need is one of his armor boons, which so Trusty Shield, Heavy Metal, or Security, whatever it's called. Here we take Sea Star here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
A wave of power.
We actually hit this up too. This gives us the Godsend. We have Ocean Swell, which is cool. It's like one of the better. One of the better, just like side boons. It's definitely better than like Cut Above. It's not probably as good as Fine Line, but it's only 5 mana, so Fine Line's like a bunch of mana. So if you don't have a ton of mana, you can take Ocean Swell. You do need but if you do need a lot of mana to take Fine Line, Fine Line's still better doing that, obviously. But they work together here because if you end up with Hera and Poseidon and get that dual boon, things go kind of crazy. Especially if you get like success rate. That's just fun right there. Get a nice juicy success rate. Get like a 40% ripple effect. Go crazy. Those are 2 really amazing boons plus ripple effect if you can get Possessed Array, because they trigger off Possessed Array. It's really stupid.
Your path has led to the sun.
Sea Star's already paying dividends. Like, Sea Star is the only reason we win this run, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not, but it feels very, very key. So strong. So strong. It basically let us fill out our field there. Yeah, who cares what this palms? We're gonna see so many palms in this run. Hydraulic Might, probably. Yeah. Probably just, yeah. The thing that makes any sense to do is, I buy the elements almost all constantly on these dream dives because you don't have the mining stuff to get them. That's why it offers them to you on the dream dives. But you just buy them at every shop. Like, it's so gross, especially with, like the quadruple elements. You just like you're gonna get infusions on these long runs. You definitely want to buy them on these long runs. You definitely want to take economy stuff. Like Quick Buck's amazing, Buried Treasure's amazing, Pearl Dex is key. You just want economy stuff on long runs like this. You want stuff that helps you scale. Money, 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 steady growth. Hera stuff, infusions, proper upbringing, all very strong. All the stackable infusions are disgusting. Even martial art is actually good on these long runs because if you're using attacks and specials, you're just gonna probably get between 10 and 15 stone. If you have Ares in your pool, probably more. And then yeah, it's just really gross. You just want to be able to stack. You want to be able to scale. If you don't scale, you're gonna have a hard time killing the bosses towards the end. They have so many hit points. Like, this is about as strong of a build as you can build. The thing I don't get is Possessed Ray, which would have made it even stronger, obviously. Wide Grin Possessed Ray would have allowed me to melt the bosses even way better, but I mean, the boss that it really melts, well, one of the 2 bosses that it really melts the most, I've already beaten, Typhon. It also melts Cerberus because he's so big, you can just stand up against this big fat body and just and kill him, but this is a fight I was really bad at, like, a month or 2 ago, but I just forced myself to do tons of these dream dives. I'm actually getting pretty good at fighting Kronos. Like, I did every single aspect on 40 Fear in the Underworld, but I didn't actually. I was just not turning on Rivals 4 I was just making myself take all the stuff that sucks, like triple grit, triple boards, instead of taking the last point in Rivals because I just didn't want to learn the Kronos fight yet. The Kronos Rivals fight. I'm pretty good at it now, though. Like, I've been good against Rivals Titan since like 6 months before the game came out because I was playing early access or whenever they added Typhon. It might not have been 6 months, but whenever they added Typhon, I'm pretty sure the rivals fights. I mean, so they added the rivals fights. They might have only added the rivals fights 3 or 4 months before the game. I don't remember. It was last summer. But once they added the rivals fights, I was definitely playing against rival Typhon the most because I enjoyed the surface run. I've learned to like the underworld just as much, almost pretty much. But I'm definitely way more still into the surface runs. They're more fun. Now, the best way to do it is now that you have these dream dives, you have to do both. Not knowing what order you're going to get things in is pretty cool. Having to be able to beat him with like when they show up like first or second in a run is what really made me get better at him in these dream dives. And then there's the actually playing him fourth might even be harder because he ends up with like 30 or 40% more hit points than the normal Kronos does. Which is kind of insane, because he's hard to beat normally. There's still certain aspects where I gotta build them weird to win against rivals Typhon. Like if I'm playing Thanatos or Melax or something, even their Gaul, I just try to win with my cast. I just get like a throwable cast and something good like Stormring or Scorch, or you just stack a bunch of good stuff on it. Like I'm a big fan of going like. Get like a nice, you can get like a nice juicy anything basically, and then throw Gust on top of it, and it becomes like a pretty strong cast. Especially if it's like, you just get origination just off the cast. So you just like lightning lance it into his dome, into anyone's dome, and then you know just gives you origination and you can kill him or whatever else. This is a difficult set. I probably shouldn't have been trying to use the Omega attacks. I probably should have just been chucking my skills at him whenever he popped up. But I have, like I said, I have a Howling Soul though, so as you see, I'm just hitting him over and over again with my height. If I would have took High Surf instead of Hydraulic Knight, that probably would have been the better choice too. This fight has some of the best music in the game. Maybe the best music. It depends on, like the skill songs are probably better for in-game music, but you're not going to listen to them probably too much in your car. I mean, I have. It's kind of fun, but the drumming in this is absurd. I got moonwatered a couple times already. I think maybe once. I don't know. I haven't been paying that much attention to my moonwater usage, but I use a ton of them during the Hades fight. I'm pretty sure I would have died during Hades without it. That's one fight I don't know at all. Is the Rivals or Extreme Measures, as it's called, Hades one. But I beat Hades on like 32 Fear, Hades 1, but I did it without Extreme Measures 4 on. So like my first time playing Extreme Measures 4 is actually when I started doing these runs.
Lost.
Here we go. Fear is perfect here. I just think we can make my build way stronger now.
You're in my way.
Just purge that, yeah. There's so many palms on stuff.
Let's see.
Okay, we wanted that HP up there, obviously, and then we have Apollo, Hera, Aphrodite. Yeah, we have everything we want. You know, we just take all the gods. I think we just take the HP room plus just in the gods. This might be. I'm pretty sure this is where we end up with Apollo's legendary. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's still only hitting once. I haven't gotten it yet. Nope. Nope.
Yes.
Yay. There we go. I made that a little bigger. My screen was too small here. I'm doing the voiceover in a program that didn't allow me to have the screen full size. So I figured out how to stretch out a little bit. It's like maybe 6 inches by 6 inches now or something. That's the whole UI. Obviously, the screen is not square. The image, I mean, you know. There's a bunch of times during this run where like I just can't find my skulls. I throw my skulls out there and I'm like trying to shoot. Like I don't actually have any skulls on me. Oh, so much value from Sea Star. It's so good. This might be. We don't quite finish it out here, but we do end up obviously filling this whole tree out. Tribulation. What am I doing here? I must have been thinking really hard.
There at last. For you.
We end up with like every many spam thing in the game, other than like we don't end up with cut above because we don't have any Aries, but we got a 19% lethal snare. That's super good to this. I said a 4,000 crit.
Assault tonic.
Gold. Doot. Yeah, we probably grab Hera, Aphrodite. Probably get double Hera, Aphrodite, Poseidon here, I would guess. Blinding Rush is so good. It's not my favorite Rush Boon. My favorite Rush Boon was Hera's before they made suck. It used to scale with Slow Cooker, which I think was a bug, but then it also used to just like stay on the ground. Like you could leave it and make the whole ground shard and the whole room. Now it only just stays like 3 blobs behind her or whatever. It does less damage than it was really, really good at one point. We definitely probably just take Bridal Bow here. I hit Sea Star, that's right. That's why Sea Star is so ridiculous. It's so, we end up with Sea Star at like 85% by the end of the run or something. For just like the purposes of making this run go crazy, that was probably the best thing I could hit. Buried treasure is so strong. We haven't taken that yet, but I'm pretty sure we do at some point. We get almost every Poseidon boon other than his legendary. We get a bunch of his duo boons too. I had a really cool dream dive the other day with Thanatos, where like most of my damage was actually just being done because I had my duo boons were so saucy. I had the duo boon that gives you extra 30% extra damage on your lightning. I had the duo boon that casts Scorch when your blitz procs, and I had the duo boon that gives you Scorch damage when you hit fire on froth people. So I had like there's Island Getaway I was talking about earlier, and so it was just like I was just able to like rotate between the 3 of them. It was like a normal attack special, like cast normal attack special, cast normal attack special. Because I had blitz in the attack, Scorch on the special, and froth of my cast, so I was just like going bananas with those. I just basically stopped mega attacking and just like killing them with the Meduo boom procs. It was pretty fun. There's like almost infinite things that can happen in this game. I have over 1,400 hours, so I'm definitely starting to run out of things to see. But to be fair, the Dream Dives, especially these 12 bio ones, like I'm gonna have to see if I can win one of these 12 bio Dream runs without Moonwater. I'm not sure the best way to go about doing that. Like, I mean, I only need Moonwater during the boss fights. Okay, so basically just during the Hades boss fight. If I didn't have Dream Dive, if I didn't have it for that, we'd probably just take Fine Line here and yeah, we make it gigantic. We probably get his special right here. No, I think we get that after. So we did the first half of the run yesterday, and then the second half tonight. I thought it was gonna go faster than it was, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning last night. And I'm like, you know what? I need to go to bed. I'm gonna go ahead and save here after I kill Hades. This could seem like a good stopping point for the day, anyway. That was definitely a good time. Yeah, probably just take heavy metal here. Martial Fart upgraded. Get that brick. I didn't even realize C-Star could do that. That's hilarious. Until it happened there. I was like, whoa, okay, the elements can get copied by C-Star. I wonder if the 4 elements probably can't. They're probably considered like a rarer drop or something. I mean, you can only get them from shops, I believe, so probably another reason why you can't copy them. Buried treasure, definitely right here, for sure. C-Star copies like a couple of these, I'm pretty sure. All 4 of them, actually. I'm like, I didn't even grab those money pots. I was like, I don't think I need money anymore. We still haven't gotten the ball of legendary. Yeah, definitely haven't. I think it costs us like 65 or 70 mana to use our Omega Attack after we get the Apollo Legendary. Not much to say about this fight. It's just a Polyphemus fight. This fight was like super hard the first 2 times you did. Oh, I mean, okay, so during early access when they added the rivals fights, almost everyone died the first time they fought Polyphemus because like he was bugged a little bit. The pots would break, like that you would use to cure your poison. Medea would go next, would just run around and break them. So by the end you didn't have any left. And his grab range was like double or triple what it is now. He could grab you when you were like, it felt like a third of the screen across from him. He'd just be like, yeah, and yoink you. They adjusted his grab range a couple times before they fixed it, and then eventually they were like, okay, and they made it so that she couldn't break the pots where you got rid of the poison. Day 1 he was very difficult, it's mostly because of the grab range, but the pot thing was a little rough too. He's almost dead. I like how his like shepherding thing is so tiny because he's so big. Racing thoughts.
Haste.
Yep. Racing thoughts is way better than it looked because I'm pretty sure that's multiplicative and not additive.
I'm dreaming of naughtiness,
So.
aren't I?
It doesn't just give you like 15% extra off the base or whatever. So like if you have a couple things to do that, it gets absurd. I think I take aromatic file here accidentally. Nope. Okay, no, I took the magic, which is good. I didn't have a lot of magic. I was planning on getting
I'm guessing the field.
what's it's called? Exceptional talent, which I still haven't gotten yet. So
Incorrect.
I thought about taking the thingy-mabobber. The Chaos Gate. As you can tell, I worked all day today and then just came home and did an hour run. And then the second half of this run, so... I'm kind of brain dead a little bit right now. But yeah, I'm having fun watching this because this is such a cool run. And you know, watching myself play is a little weird. I get hit. I feel like that when I watch myself, I'm like, I'm better than I think I am while I'm playing. While I'm playing, I think I suck. When I watch it, I'm like, you know, I'm not voted, but I'm not terrible. Like I said, I'm not one of like the top 100 players of this game or anything. I haven't beaten 62 fear, right? I've beaten like I think 55 fear on. I think it was 55 on Nergal was my highest finish. And everything else I have like every staff I've done 50 fear at. So. And I've done 50 fear at like Persephone and Mal skulls. And maybe Morgan. I don't remember. I don't think I've done it on anything else. Oh, Moros, maybe. Yeah, I've done 50 fear on like 6 or 7 things. I'm not sure what, without going and looking. Nergal was probably the one that I can do the most consistent. No, it's either Cersei, Melstaff, or Nergal were the most consistent for me. Momus was, oddly enough, my easiest run to finish it was on Momus. I don't know why. I just had a really amazing run on Momus. Well, I got the Hef legendary with like a big giant Apollo attack, and I think I got Hef and Apollo legendary on Momus. So I was just firing I was firing 6 shots, and they were all going off in like 2.5 or 3 seconds. It was pretty gross. Like I swear, C-Star just hits everything. It's so gross. It hits like every money room I do, it hits. It feels like. If I would, I don't end up with paid dues, but if I would have got paid dues, it would have been so good. I had like 6,000 hit points or something. Not 6,000. Not hit points either. I said all the wrong words there. I do end up with like 5,000 or 6,000 gold. So I mean, like it just feels like it copies the money every time. I should have probably just taken the armor there. I don't know why I took a Hef. I think I was looking for Hef special. It tries to give me the Hef attack like 10 times. That's just not going to scale as well. You see I'm doing like 4,000 damage with these Omega attacks, and I don't think that they would do nearly as much damage. Because every single one of those skulls is getting the buff of the Apollo attack, where only one of them would get the volcanic strike, so I'm pretty sure it's just not nearly as good. Whereas the special, I'm not using for damage, but if you have the Hef on special, you're going to special through stealth every few seconds as you move around. It's just going to give you extra damage. So, it's not something you need to think about, but it is going to be good. It's gonna be way better scaling damage for me on the special than it would be on the attack here, because of the way I'm using the attack. I mean, just the C-Star procs are just already insane. This is so good.
May I?
It might be right here. Yeah, there we go. Looming Ignition is really good, obviously. I figured I was scaling hard enough here that he couldn't really do anything to me, and I was correct. He doesn't scale. He just stays the same, I'm pretty sure. He's pretty easy to hit with this giant area. 4 skull mega attack. I mean, I say that, then I missed like 2 or 3 times there. Oh god, that one did like 20% of his health. That was crazy. I would be missing most of these if it wasn't for the extra AoE on Apollo. He just makes it so much easier to hit stuff. Die, sir. He's getting hit by Fine Line and Ocean Swell there too. It's so good. Oh, I just you just crit the crap out of him when you have a lethal snare on. And this is a good reason. You have the combination of lethal snare plus Howling Soul, so like I can just stick the cast on someone and it stays on them for me to blast them really hard. It's a really good combination. I wonder if they should make it. I think that'd be a good quality of life that like they made it so like you could get a replacement like you could get a replacement boon. Like if you had glowing coal and lightning lance could like be a replacement for it or whatever. That'd be cool because I like lightning lance way better. Glowing coal is cool though because it well, so you can hit lightning lance counts as lightning damage, so it does get hit by like lightning strike, or I mean sorry, double strike and the Poseidon duo. So like there are some things that hit it, and then like, but you can get the duo with anything that does fire. Like glowing coal counts with anything that does fire, like the Poseidon Hestia duo boon, or like the Ares Hestia duo boon. You can get wounds with the glowing coal is pretty great. If you have Apollo's or Ares is legendary, those wounds do such crazy, like an extra couple hundred damage because of the. That's not actually that much damage on these 12 zone things. You see, I'm doing like 5,000 damage when I shoot stuff, and that's like starts to feel like not that much damage starting about now. With how strong I am, these things are dying slower than they normally die when you come here at the beginning of the game.
My claim.
Oh my god, the Poseidon thing is so crazy. It's just like going nuts. The sea star is so great. Beach ball, my favorite duo boon. Go gadget beach ball. I have so much money I can just buy everything I see. It's so good. Wispy Wiles for sure.
There you are.
Plus, I mean, like you get to make a giant splash on every door as you leave. Who doesn't want to do that? How cool would it be if in real life, if like after you went through a door, there was just a big giant splash, and if the room all wet, everyone would love you. If a beach ball was like something you were cursed with in real life, you could never run anywhere. You'd be like, you try to run to your car, be like, oh crap. You stop and grab the door, and like the whole car would get hit by the giant thing of water. Imagine how annoying that would be. I do credit this run. The damage in this run is all Apollo, and the sustain and the scaling for this run, the eco, all comes from Poseidon. I'm like, why don't I have any magic? I'm like, oh, I need to actually like throw a cast to get my magic back. And plus, like, when you use a sea star, when you use a moon water, it regenerates your mana and your hit points. So it's great. But I just wasn't throwing my cast out because I suck sometimes. I got mono focused on just throwing my giant omega attack. I was getting really tired the last night by the end of this. I do one more. I think the next zone is Tartarus. No, sorry. Whatever it's called when you. It might be called Tartarus. I don't know. The last zone in Hades 1, where you fight Hades. I can't remember what that's called actually. The best, as good as the Godsent Hexes for Moonwater, the better thing is the imperviousness plus the thing that gives you back all your HP that you lost in the last 2 seconds. So if you get blasted by something, you use Moonwater and you get all the HP back. No matter. There's at one point during the fight with Theseus and the bull, where like all of a sudden I'm missing like 500 HP, but I just hit Moonwater and it all comes back instantly, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what the hell they hit me with, but I might be able to see here. I'm pretty sure it's that fight anyway. There's one point where like I just gained an absurd amount of health really quickly with Moonwater. God, I love Beach Ball. It doesn't show up on the damage boards on this run because I have too much stuff that... This isn't an aspect where you use your where you use your sprint a lot anyway. You're mostly using your special to move around, which doesn't trigger Beach Ball, so sadly... I don't throw as many Beach Balls as you would on like Supai. Beach Ball and Supai is so good. The best fight for Beach Ball is definitely Promocles. You can just like, I shouldn't say that. It's really getting into the Ares too, because you can use it to kill all the glowies, as she calls them. Beach Ball is definitely a good boon, an underrated boon. People sleep on that when they shouldn't. You should never prioritize it, but like if your build is already kind of like the main parts of your build are fleshed out, it's definitely something you should take. Like if it shows up on like a screen with like dazzling display, and or like if it's showing up on Poseidon's menu, and you see like hydraulic might and buried treasure, you should just take Beach Ball most of the time. Now on a run like this 9,000 zone run, buried treasures. If you're doing more than a four zone run, definitely just take buried treasure. Yeah, buried treasure is so good. I should have looked and saw what was my evil eye, actually. I don't even have that leveled. That's so sad. I should have looked and saw what it actually was on. It might have been... I used aromatic file there.
What did I do?
I'm guessing Oceanus.
I don't think I actually use it. I already used proper upbringing. Aromatic file was like that take made no sense. I think I just wasn't thinking. At this point, it doesn't matter, really. Ooh, elements.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Pretty sure I just take tall order here.
A boon awakened.
It says 25% extra damage. Like, it's so good. I have all 3 stacking infusions, so that's really good for this. Those all scale so hard. Sorry, there's 4 stacking infusions. I'm currently missing slow cooker, and I don't think I get it. No, I don't. There's nothing for me to get. I don't have this here. And I don't think I get Hero's Legendary.
Done here.
Slow cooker would have been really good. If I could, with the way things are set up, if I would have gotten like 30 power from that, it would have went really far. I'm doing probably like 400 or 500% on my damage whenever I shoot something at this point. With 40% from strength. I'm getting over 200% from hollow, and then I have everything else that I'm stacking on top of it. So the martial art gets really big. These guys are so annoying. You basically can't stop moving, or you have to hide behind stuff. Momus is really good at clearing them out, because you can just fire your Omega attack and stand behind pillars and stuff. This Omega attack's obviously really good because you can stand behind pillars and things like that and shoot it. That was an accident. I was at full health and I moonwatered. There's some damage when you're in some of these. I guess every little bit does help, but when you're on these 12 zone runs, like some things that would normally be pretty good are somewhat inconsequential because like the things where things scale. You'll see by my damage, like my final damage screen is insanity. Yeah. It shows how like most things that there's a lot of numbers on it that would normally be like, oh that was like your main damage. That is like nothing.
I accept this gift.
Yay. Mainly here, I don't want to give up Blinding Rush or my attack. They're both so strong. It's like... There's no other. The only other rush boon that I would even consider replacing with would be the hitch one. But not really, because like being able to move around quickly is so strong. That dog's dreaming. She's cutie. She like shakes and sometimes whimpers and she'll start running in her sleep. She has such a strong motherly instinct. She's obviously fixed, but this is not the first time she found an abandoned kitten under our shed. Our shed is like lifted off the ground by like 3 or 4 inches. And the mother just dropped one of her kittens under there and took the rest of them with her. And cats don't have one kitten, but there was only one abandoned. And it was only like a day old. It ended up dying. We tried to save it, but we named it Sam and buried it. It was a little cutie, but it still had afterbirth on it and stuff. We were hoping we could save it, but it probably was born the day before and hadn't eaten the first 24 hours of his life. So. She gently pulled it out and handed it to me, like put it at my feet. It was like, yeah, look what I found. It's like, oh crap! But I pulled her inside, and then had my wife. Me and my wife went out and grabbed the kitten and tried to went to the store, got milk replacement and bottle kit. It didn't live long enough to eat. It was like making noises when we brought it in. So look at that sea star value. So much sea star value. We were hoping we could save it. We have 3 cats. We didn't want a 4th cat, but we would have took a 4th cat. We were gonna give away a cat if we bottle fed it. We would have got attached to it after like 10 minutes. There's a pretty sizable stray community, like a couple, like around the corner. They pass through our yard, but that's not the first time they've come over here and had kittens. One had kittens around the other side of the fence, and there's an empty lot next to us. And like the dog, at that time, pulled a kitten from underneath the fence too, and was like, "I want this, Dad." And I was like, "No," because the mother was still there. So like, I took her back inside that time too, and then went back out, and the mother had actually pulled the kitten back under the fence, and she actually moved. She moved all of them like to a different spot in the empty lot, so my dog couldn't get to them. My dog really, really likes kittens. She doesn't hurt them at all. She loves them. But it's like so much max life and money. We just get like probably thousands of gold and hundreds of life from Sea Star on this run. It's just the most absurd, the most value you can ever get from one boon. This is the fight to end all fights here. This fight feels like it takes 3 months. Let's see, there's 7:41 on the clock. We probably use 5 minutes here in this fight. I'm not even kidding. We'll see. This fight has the best music. I think it's not even close, really. I mean, I guess you could. Depends what. This fight has the best music to jam to. This and Kronos, and then the best like music for like as far as like flavor and lore or whatever probably is the Sirens. That's just crazy good. There's so much good music in this game because the music from the Megara fight in Hades 1 is maybe to the painful way or whatever it's called. Dog's whimpering. I have so much fun playing this game. Like I'm pushing 1,500 hours and I still enjoy it. So, well, the fact that they keep adding stuff to it, like look at that giant ball of water I just slapped it in the face with. You can probably hear the whimpering. That's my dog sleeping. She's having a dream. If you can't hear it, you might not be able to hear it because I set my mic up so it doesn't catch any of my stray sounds. But he just keeps slapping him in the face with moon water. We've used about a minute. We're not even out of the first phase yet. This is a 3-phase fight, so. I think the first phase is the hardest in some ways. We got lucky here, and we didn't get the giant glowy Trent. If we would have got one of the teleporting butterfly balls, it's ridiculously hard. I know, I died on a Dream Dive. I tried to do a 4 biome Dream Dive with Zag's thing incorporated, and zone 1, I got this and just got killed by teleporting butterfly balls. They have armor, they teleport with sprinkly butterflies everywhere. It's really hard to deal with. I'm pretty sure when people were trying to win 64 feet in Hades 1, that they said it was like an auto loss if you got the butterfly balls when you got to Hades. So you could get all the way to the end and be like, we got this, guys, and then just be like, oh, never mind. Because you couldn't really afford to get hit very much. You had like, you probably came in with like 100 health or something. It just wasn't good. You didn't have Death Defiances. If you did, it was like I don't think you could actually get Death Defiances. I don't know. I'm trying to remember because you didn't have access to your mirror, so you wouldn't have Death Defiances. But I don't know Hades 1 well enough to know if you could get Death Defiances if you didn't have them. Oh, never mind. You could wear the skull or the tooth. I guess that'd be one way you could get them. I think you'd probably wear the acorn would probably be more value because like I think anything Hades hits you with is probably gonna kill you at that point, or at least mess you up. Whereas 4 hits is probably worth more than 1 res. Like I said, I don't know Hades 1 well enough to, or especially high fear or high heat. I never played past 32. Whereas like I know I have not beaten anything at 62 or whatever, but I know all of that stuff. I watched like I've studied all that, and I've beaten the game myself with 50 fear and a bunch of time and whatnot. So my knowledge is there for that at least. I can't even claim knowledge for Hades 1. I know the high heat community in Hades 1 was like a small group of people that really worked really hard at it, I think. Because like the people that ended up clearing it, I think had worked together through Discord or whatever, or Reddit or whatever, I'm not really sure. All I know is what Alien talked about, so with Hades 1, high fear, high heat, I should say. I watched the videos of all the clears, like the 2 clears that were done with the shield and the 1 clear that was done with the bow. I don't know if there's been any more since then. This has already been like what, like 7:41, so we're pushing 4 minutes already. So I just gained a bunch of life with the moon water there because I'm not sure I would have died during this fight, but no, I haven't moon water, did I? I still have 25 of them. I thought I did. I heard a noise that sounded like a moon water, but maybe I have moon water, but I haven't been paying attention to that number down there. I did click I can hit here for a bunch. Yeah, like 200 damage. I mean, yeah, I definitely moon watered there and gained it all back. That's crazy. Go gadget moon water. Having the Persephone like a race car or whatever people call it. Yeah. The Persephone special would kind of be nice here, I think, on this run. If I would have known I was going to go for what I went for, I would definitely want to play Persephone instead. But I wanted to get Possessed Array and have extra power on that stuff, but it's not that way. I ended up going Wide Range, which is in some ways more fun, if maybe not quite as good. Okay, so I've definitely used at least 2 moon waters, if not more. I know just from the 2 that I've used, I'd be at like 300 or 400 hit points had I not used them. So I think I take a buttload of damage in this last. The music in this phase is so good. Hopefully I don't get like a it's a painful way. That's not what it's called. It's called the Hidden Ones or something like that. Anyway, this is a really good song. I actually listen to this song like when I'm not even playing the game. I will put this onto YouTube, my YouTube music account. In the car, I'll just slap this on and listen to it. Oh, let's get crunched right here. So I've used at least 6 moon waters. I think I'd be dead. Pretty sure I'd be dead. With the moon water. Now who knows if I had Dark Side plus like it might be better even, because then like when he's doing that kind of stuff I could literally just like proc Dark Side, go stand next to him and melt him, and I'd be impervious. So that it might have prevented more damage with the Dark Side and done more damage. I don't know. It'd be close. It's crazy. At least it's not that hard to damage him. No? Yeah, I just took the. Pretty sure I'd be dead now. I'm pretty sure I've taken at least 800 damage. We'll look at the end, it'll tell us how much damage who's done to us or whatever. Take that, Mr. Hades. So yeah, I used 8 of them, at least. Yay. But anyway, we go right here is where I cut. So, look, I'm back. And I cut the fountain again. Magical. That's because I saved right there. Came back the next day. I don't know what we take here. Might be the blackened fleece. We've already taken the wheel. Knucklebones is still open. We do take the fang. We take the blackened fleece at some point. We take the hammer for like the last 2 zones or whatever. But oh, we take the fig leaf. That's right. I figured the timer's kind of low.
Delivery coming soon. I bid you farewell for now.
Our HP is already starting to get a little absurd.
I dream in such exacting detail.
Scylla and the Sirens. Region 8 out of 12. So much damage. Take that room full of small fishies. I don't have Hitch. Hitch is the thing that would have made this like way more fun. Look at the moon. Look at the sea star. It's like infinite value. Sea star. I'll never complain about Sea Star again. Even if Sea Star never procs ever again for me, I'm happy. But Poseidon's my favorite god, so to show off like his, I think he has more potential in these 12 zone runs, because like the value I gain from buried treasure, and Sea Star and water fitness. To be honest with you, hydraulic might is super freaking good in these rooms, because this is allowing me to like go crazy the first, whatever it is, 7-10 seconds. I think it's 10 seconds. Extra dose is obviously good, but I don't know what I take here. Backburner is really good too. I'm putting days on stuff. So. I think the Omega's probably backstab quite often. I probably should have grabbed that 50. I have so much gold. There's no reason not to grab the palm there. I don't know why I didn't. I'm running out of Poseidon boons that I really want. You don't really want any of his cores. I just took his core, the cast to get, so that I could get duo boons. This is a really hard. This is actually an exceptionally hard mini boss here for, like, I can't see him very well here when all this mess starts happening, and like hitting him with, even though I have this giant AOE, I think most of these don't hit it. Like I've been doing a good job of hitting him so far, but he has a ton of hit points now, and I start just like throwing out the. You put the cast on it, makes him easier to hit. Why did I not shoot there? I don't know. I winged him a little bit there. I don't know what that was about. The area on the that was a good one right there. The area on the just on the throwing the 4 skulls out is so big because they grow because of the blooming ignition, and then obviously the Apollo attack adds extra AoE to them. So good, so good. This is pretty sweet. That was just such a long mini boss fight. It was a minute and a bit.
Got you again, O King.
I think I just take Heartbreaker here. We spend so much mana, that's just really good. Man, I wish I could have gotten I have enough mana that like I could have using the Omega attack and then going and retrieving them would have been so much fun. If I had possessed area with plus the wide grid and Apollo legendary shenanigans. That's 3 times in a row that it didn't share. That's like crazy for this run. I don't think I could get success rate. I'm pretty sure I don't. Success rate would have been crazy with my C star and my crit. I keep forgetting during this run that I have lethal snare. I don't utilize it nearly as much as I should have. I should have been throwing my cast on everything I was shooting more than I do. I definitely left some crits on the table.
Don't look down.
I could have like busted those open and saw what was underneath the other ones, but look at what beside the time. My timer's not super great here. I have so much damage and I'm still struggling to kill stuff. Things have so many hit points when you reach this far into a 12 zone run. This is zone 8, so like even an 8 zone run. This is gonna be a zone 8 rival Sirens. Not the easiest thing in the world. My blinding rush is pretty key though, just to like saving me life plus movement speed also saving me life. And just being able to not get killed by stuff. I do not have hitch for the siren, which would have been nice, but
It's Poseidon.
ripple effect, yay! It definitely procs a lot. That would also be affected by success rate. Success rate would have been super good, unless I get the attack here. Nope. I take Uncommon Grace, which is a 25% straight up damage across the board on everything. It's so good. I'm pretty sure I take the special here. No. Tough game. Tough Game's actually probably more reliable for the mana regen for me with how infrequently I've been throwing my cast out as this run progresses. Plus, it's preventing that what did I say, 7 damage or something is pretty good. 6 damage, I think. The 25 armor is like guaranteed to get eaten by 1 hit, yeah. Things damage scale so good here on these runs. So much damage. Oh, it's getting late here. It's like 11:30. I still have 45 minutes left on the video here. Oh, it's nuts. I think Halions was an hour and a half. He's like a speedrunner. He plays faster than I do for sure. It takes me 40 minutes to do a normal 4-zone run, so I'm not surprised that with the scaling and everything that it took 2 hours for me to do this big run. I'm not going to do these very often. I might try to do 1 or 2 more with, like, I think it'd be fun to do them with one with a staff and one with a, if I could guarantee, I might try to do one and just try to reset for trick knives and try to do a trick knives run, but I think that, to be fair though, I think the damage from trick knives might fall off by it depends what I had on it, I guess. If I had like a gigantic blitz on it, or if I had like a big blitz on it, or big scorch or something, it might be fine. Or if I got like a slow cooker with like 20 fire on it, that'd be pretty good. And some kind of big fat percentage. Like 300% from Aphrodite plus like what's it called? Island Getaway plus like a slow cooker. It might be pretty cool. Like, this is way more damage, though. Really outputting way more damage than Trick Knives probably can. I don't know. Trick Knives is pretty great. I think the two most broken hammers in the game are Trick Knives. Possessed Ray. Possessed Ray is probably the one. Wide Grain's probably third, fourth. Psychic Whirlwind's super good. I don't think Psychic Whirlwind's as good as those ones, but it's more transformative in that, like, Thanatos and Nergal go from being like, oh, these are pretty good, to being like, oh, okay, these are like real deal aspects now that I have Psychic Whirlwind, especially in Nergal. Well, it helps Thanatos more, but Nergal's a better aspect, so just putting the better hammer on the better aspect is like super strong. Being able to heal so much. I kind of want to. I don't think I've ever gotten. I would like to get a run where I got Furious Whirlwind, Psychic Whirlwind, and Iron Core, and then Aphrodite. Hephaestus Legendary. That'd be super good. You would just be spending 90% of your time whirlwinding with Berserk. That would be so good. Yeah, I mean, like, basically having the mana regen from Hef has like been super good during. My mana has just basically stayed full the entire fight here, because I just get hit so much. Yeah, I don't think I would have died during this fight, but I would have been in trouble. No, you know what? I probably would have. I do. That's close. The timer here's the main issue. Look at the timer. How's she not dying? There we go. I think I only lost 5 health there from the timer.
This silence will help my sleep.
That fight's so hard. I probably would have died there too. Okay, I didn't keep track enough to know for sure, but it was rough. Again, I used 7 Moon Waters there, I think.
I think you're doing great.
I think I would have lived. Yeah, I think I would have, but I might not have. This is close. The Fig Leaf, I took it and it never triggered there. That's pretty funny. I got Fig Leaf scammed. Pretty sure I just take the Blackened Fleece here for the extra Omega attack damage for this zone. I've taken 6,000 damage. I skipped the 2 fountains there. Oops.
Not where I normally end up.
Alright, we got 4 zones left. These rooms are so frantic. I can't even tell where I'm shooting most of the time. I'm mostly just like spraying my Omega attack everywhere because it's so big. My last hammer I get is the extra skulls, which is C-star value, which is just incredible. I'm pretty sure I get it right here. Just getting 6 skulls is just like, you cannot see me now, buddy. God, so much damage. This is by far the most damage I've ever seen, by the way, when you get to the damage screen at the end. I have the unofficial, no one's challenged it world record, in my opinion, for most damage in a run from a single source. I did 937,000 on a non-modded run with a Mega Attack. I'd put it on Reddit, no one disputed it. They were just like, that's crazy. It got like 100 upvotes or something. It's pretty cool. All the money in the world. Like I said, there's probably someone out there who's done more in a non-modded, with more, but like no one replied to it saying that they had. So when I posted the 650,000, asking if anyone had done more, one guy said he did 660,000, which you know, it's pretty feasible. I'm not gonna dispute him, or he didn't show me a screenshot or anything, but I'll just believe him because it's not that hard to do that or something. So then I went and focused on seeing how much I could do, and I did 907,000, I think, or something like that. It's on Reddit, and I have the video up. You can see it, but that's not even close to the amount of damage I do on this. Obviously, this is 12 zones, so. Yeah, we just take the resurrection one here. If I didn't have so much money, final expenses is probably the best one here. You can actually get... Can you get Primal Chaos Gate to force more than one Chaos Gate? It's kind of crazy. Suddenly, I wanted Weed Killer from Damon. It would have been a gigantic boost, but I didn't get it. We don't get it. We do get... We might get Steady Growth, I'm not sure. We reanimate the hand here with that thing he just gave us. It's pretty funny. This thing is so hard to hit. We end up with Sun Worshipper also, so we end up with like a lot of allies as the fight goes on. Or as the run goes on, I mean. Arctic Gale is what we take here, I'm pretty sure. We're not... We have so many hit points, I don't think Snow Queen is useful. There's another one of these rooms that, like... just because we have the darkness ability from Hades, we were able to, like... kind of just use that to clear the room. Otherwise, we would have like eaten so much damage in here. We haven't actually got hit yet. We still have our armor. It's pretty good. We probably have Golly blocks or something. I don't even know if we're using Golly. No, we're using Hypnos. God, so much C-star value. It's so good. Tidings. Hi, sir. That's so good. Wham. And the reason I took Gale, that does no damage, especially with how things are scaling, but what it does do for us is Origination is super easy. Because of the attack and the special we have, Origination is not, and we don't have Glamour Gain, Origination is not super easy. If we were able to take Glamour Gain, C-star, like, Origination becomes way easier, but we're not doing that. So we need to have a good mana regen. So. We end up switching the Born Gain, I'm pretty sure, pretty soon. Which is just like, for the amount of mana we have and what we're trying to do. It's a Born Gain that's like maxed out too, so it only procs 5 mana or whatever. What's it called? Prime's 5 mana. So it's just like infinite mana basically at that point. This tough gain is actually pretty good for us. Like we're getting hit enough that it's just like working. This is crazy. These rooms are kind of insane. There's just projectiles everywhere. Whoa, the fine lines are gigantic. That was weird that that one like shot to the right and then shot to the left. I don't understand how that works. Like it like aims in 3 different spots.
Golden coins.
I think it might be because like you start to shoot and like tilt or something. I don't know. Sea Star again.
Olympus
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, here's we get Born Gate, which is I guess we don't know. It's not all the way.
Queen Hera, I accept.
It's the 10, which is still basically infinite mana. This fight's not too bad. It's not that easy, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have died here. I just noticed that the timer is not moving. I don't know what that's about. It's like there's like 10 mods you need to load in order to run this properly. So actually I think it's 17. Because like the Zagreus' Journey and the Dream Dive mods they're reliant on like so many mods. I think I have 17 mods installed just to do this. So I'm sure that this glitch is from one of those mods being made. I don't think I would have had an issue with the timer in this at all, but for the rest of this run, but who knows. Like, if you shot the normal scaling Megara, or I guess this is Electo, with that attack, it probably just mono kill her. Like it might knock her. It would hit the damage cap or whatever. She would phase or whatever. So like, the fact that I'm doing like 2% of her health with a 6-shot Omega, double Omega from a 200% Apollo attack is insane. She has so much health. She has 5,000 damage and her life meter barely moved. She probably has more damage than like your normal Typhon at the end of a surface run here. This is crazy. There's a lot of damage in this room. We actually do get hit by... You do take some crazy damage in this room, if I remember correctly. This might be the room where you actually get hit by the damage. But I was... I don't remember, to be honest with you. We'll see, I guess. Whoa. I think I step on about 5 million traps. So... And Hades 1, one of the fears that like it's worse to turn on is the one that gives you 40% damage from traps. I would have died in this room to that trap. Not that you actually use fear in this room, or use heat. I mean, you use the Hades 2 fear system. I step on so many traps. I'm glad that's not one of the fear in Hades 2. It would be annoying. There's not that many traps in Hades 2 though. There's like lava. Now that I think about it, is there really traps?
I earned this.
The only place that has lava is like the fire in like in the Eris fight. I'm trying to remember if there's any other traps that you have to actually deal with. Well, there's fire on the boat as well. The poison in the Polyphemus fight. Yeah, there's not too much. There's not like constantly spikes on the floor like there is in Hades 1. I don't remember what I take here. I think that's why I was just contemplating what I wanted to do. Knuckle bones is an option for sure. We still have metallic droplet. I don't think we've we used the fleece last zone. That's right. Yeah. Okay. We just take knuckle bones here. This is gonna be around 10, so I'm pretty sure we just go hammer and then the metallic droplet. Frosty veneer is what we take here, but just because like, there's not that many zones left for steady growth anymore, and there's three zones left. It might have been good. It would have been good still, but it's not as good as just not dying. Frosty veneer is going to prevent so much damage because things are hitting us really hard now.
This seems to be a rather realistic dream.
This is the hardest zone, in my opinion, between the two games. Not the boss, necessarily. I don't really have too much of a problem with the boss. I'm pretty good against this boss. You just kind of gotta stay mobile and shoot stuff at him. It's not that hard. But what's really hard is just the rooms, especially since we have Menace, I think it's called. Yeah, we're just fighting against the stupid satyr spitting and rats spitting poison at us. That's pretty obnoxious. So we have a return on. Plus, like, these guys, when they die, they shoot out those little ghosts with the flames coming out of their head. They look like bowling balls or whatever. Like you have to kill them. So like everything you kill has like a thing you gotta fetch and like a ghost you have to kill or whatever. It's really annoying. Just speaking of butterfly balls, these things. You really fight against one armored teleporting butterfly ball. It's the mini boss. It's not super hard, but it's not easy either. Between the two games, the place I probably died the most consistently was probably Elysium. Elysium and then just Hades. I died to Hades like the first 15 times or something. I did not actually beat... I was really bad at Hades when I started it. I didn't beat Hades until my 69th run. I think most people do it around run 20, 25 or something like that. Yeah, I didn't actually get a clear to run 69. That's how bad it was. I think some people beat the game in around 60 in that many runs. Or less. Because you only need to get 10 clears to beat the game, quote unquote. Get the credits or whatever. Or no, that's not right. 10 clears is how you go see... Wait. Do you actually go see your mom the first time you get a clear? I don't remember. No, I don't remember how that game works. I think you do. I think you gotta go see her 10 times is how it works, and then you get the credits or whatever. I imagine some people by like run 30 probably get it. I mean, there's probably Hades 1 players that would get it on like run 12 or whatever, if they went back and started over now. But our damage is just pure craziness. The Heartbreaker is actually really good for us because I don't think we. Yeah, we don't have the duo boon yet. I don't think we're not getting like 3 of them every single. We get that eventually. Though we might. I don't know when we. I know we get it. We have to get it soon. The run's not. There's not that much left in the run anymore. There's only like 27 minutes left in the run or something like that. Sun Worshipper, yeah. I could have tried to get her legendary, which would have been better, but well, we already have Frosty Veneer and Water Fitness and Martial Arts and Wispy Wilds. All we would get from is like Air Quality and Slow Cooker. And no, we would have got that thing that. The thing from Ares wouldn't have been that good because we're not using Olympian damage for like almost any of our damage. It would have worked on Heartbreakers in our cast. That's about it. Here's the teleporting armored butterfly ball thing. It's not fun. I'd probably just take Geyser Spout for the purpose of not having to take one of those 2 bad boons here. We managed to not have to take any really bad replacements. Like, we lose a little bit of percentage in our attack. We eventually get forced to take, we eventually have to take Sworn Strike. Well, I mean, I don't think we have to, but I take it just for the purposes of getting origination easier, and room clear is so easy when you have Hitch. I take it pretty soon here, I think. They have knuckle bones on for this boss fight is so strong. I didn't even think about it. And I put it on when we had two of the boss fights we had left were both like the annoying ones here. So. And by annoying ones means ones with two people. I'm sorry. I don't know why. The choice of words has kind of gone out the window as I've been commentating this 2-hour video and I'm about ready to fall asleep. This is a really cool run though. I mean, like, often you get to see like the scaling on this level. It's just crazy. It's actually like we've gotten so much value from. Yeah, we don't want to do either of those trials that we paid in the butt. And we don't really need boons from either of them either. Anyway, so. If I would have taken browsing reception or whatever instead of Born Game, we could have tried to go for her legendary, but we don't have one of her. Born Game's not one of the ones you can get for her legendary. Her legendary, you need like one of the first 4 things. You just need something that gives hitch, which she's one of the other people that like you get like 4 of her hitch just so good. She's not really like. She's never gonna be like your primary like. She just makes everyone else better. Like everything else you do is better because of her. And hitch is just like the best room for the boon. Or, sorry, curse. Like if you want to clear rooms, smoldering Nexus Rush is basically the best way to do it. It's so good.
Very well.
Drop a smoldering on things and then just run around and hitch everything. It's hilarious. I think this is just the Dookie Head or whatever his name is. Yeah. Patroclus, that's it. I think we just take the extra damage on our attack and specials here. Pretty sure we're all the way to the boss here, yeah. We have like 5,000 gold, yeah.
Olympus, I accept this lesson.
This is where we get the special, I'm pretty sure. We could take Brave Face, but I don't want to eat on my mana. Things are going to be hitting us for like 80, so it was like losing, like, you could lose like 800, or no, you could lose like a third of it, I guess, or whatever, but we could lose like a couple hundred hit magic points at once just from something hitting us. I don't know. Even though we have like infinite, quote unquote, infinite mana with Born Again, I don't really want to push that far. Like, running out of mana would suck. I mean, we could literally just shoot our skulls out, probably be fine, but a lot of our damage is coming from Fine Line and Ocean's Well, though. Not a lot, but enough of it. But if we were throwing our cast more consistently and then just shooting the skulls out as normal, we'd have like really good critting. So I mean, I don't think we'd be too screwed without mana, but I finished my beer. Nope, no, I didn't. There we go. At least it's hard to miss when you have this big of attacks. And 6 of them. So we're taking some pretty decent damage here. We're dealing it out though, because our damage is pretty crazy. I'm glad we didn't have to fight this stupid Minotaur mini-boss. The butterfly guy's bad enough, but the Minotaur can actually just mess you up. He hits so hard in that tiny room, it's hard to avoid his roll. He's like running around whirlwinding crap. This room for Hades 1 is gigantic. So like, it's pretty easy to avoid their damage in this room if you just focus on that as opposed to focus on killing them. Like, somehow I did no damage though. I don't know what. Our cast like does so little damage. It does like 200 damage, and then it just has like the 10 damage a second, or like 100. It's like 100 damage a second. But with the gale, it's doing like 14 damage every 0.1 seconds. There we go. They have so much life. Like, the plastic ray is hitting with so much damage that it's like barely doing anything. Okay, we have 2 zones left. We have the Summit, which is the other quote-unquote hardest zone. Isn't it funny that the 2 zones that are like the hardest zones also just have like dual bosses at the end? Dual bosses. The bosses, once you learn them, aren't that bad. I mean, Promocles can be rough. It depends on if you have double certain aspects. If you have certain aspects and then put double frenzy on, it's pretty hard. But the zone, I would argue, is harder. There's Sunny Dispo. That's actually some pretty good damage from us for us. I buy the armor just because, like, I have 5,000 gold. There's no reason not to. I couldn't spend that gold if I tried. I don't have travel deal, which I realized travel deal wouldn't have been useful because we don't really want to click on the bosses. We don't want to get offered bad swaps or anything. So yeah, I probably should have literally just went over. We get the special. We have the special. Oh, I remember why. I realized that like it's just gonna offer us like furnace blast and the other one now. We opened up a bunch of boons on him by getting the special, so we're not in danger of getting forced into a swap anymore. For a second I was panicking. Like, why did I do that? And I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. Like, we just had 1,320 damage to him by running through him with our Heartbreaker. And that was barely any damage, because like, the scaling here is absurd. I'm attacking our dudes that are like, our allies there. It's pretty funny. We have 3 allies running around. I don't even know how that's possible. I have I don't have a static obsession, do I? And do I have? I guess I only have 2. I have Sun Worshipper and that thing from the little guy. The musician of Orpheus, that little guy. Grand Caldara, there we go. We take Furnace Blast just to get the extra 30% damage is absurd. Right here's where we get her attack for Hitch. I really, really wanted Hitch for the Promocles fight. I think I was mostly just hoping to get it on my cast because my cast is like not that useful. The cast would literally be doing about basically right now 200 damage versus like 80 damage is pretty much the same thing. The scaling on this is so crazy. I'm doing thousands of damage multiple times to kill everything. So. God, so much damage. It's so crazy. These rooms are so big too compared to like the Hades 1 rooms, which feel really tiny compared to the rooms here. Yeah, I just take Sworn Strike here, I think. I lost 30%, I think. I think I had 195%. Maybe I had 185%. So I didn't lose too much. Aha! Ooh, Sea Stars winning my life. Okay, yeah, I'll go this way. We just take whatever that doesn't screw us over here. I almost always would take Worry Free, but I never take it when I have Moon Water because obviously then you don't know when you need to use your Moon Water. That's just not good. I think we just get like Healthy Rebound or Wispy Wiles or something. Is whatever it's called. The thing that lets you get Healthy Rebound. It used to be like one of the best boons in the game, and then they made it kind of like meh before 1.0. It used to give you like 15 or 20% at base, and then you could double that. So you used to be able to get like 30 or 40% damage, I think. I have 6 Heartbreakers on it. I just did like 2,000 damage to with Heartbreakers. Jesus, so many damage, so many damage numbers. You can't even tell how much damage you're totally doing because like there's like a green, a purple, a white, and yellow damage all pop up at one time. It's really hard. You can't really add it up in the moment. If you did that much damage to the normal spinny boy there, like he would just be dead instantly. Shatitude, yeah. I think we just take Shatitude here. Level 4 rare gives you 11%. A level 4 rare in the past would have been like you would have been giving yourself like 40% global damage. Such crazy damage. Holy crap. Look at the hitch. The hitch is so good. You just see the lines going between everything. It's so much hitch damage. Look at my ally go. She's just throwing out the and another sea star popping off again. Holy helicopter Batman. I definitely saved myself so much life with Trusty Shield in this run too. Like just having Trusty Shield plus Moon Water plus I have so much. I have a crap ton of dodge too. So I didn't get the boon from Apollo that you can really stack dodge in these runs. So this is by no means the best that you can scale yourself. You want the Hera Legendary. You want Slow Cooker, Wispy Wiles, Water Fitness. What's the other one I'm not thinking of? Martial Art. Like you want all those stackable things. We just get Task Force here, so we have more Godsent Moon Waters. Doing the voiceover for this video is so long that I really have to go to the bathroom now. Luckily, there's only like 20 minutes left, 15 minutes left, something like that. I don't think we got something like... I don't even know what hammer we got. I don't remember what hammer we got from our... you know, the hammer. The hammer keepsake. It wasn't the one we wanted, but one of the two we wanted, so... It didn't give us the one where it gives us back. If we would have got the one where the hammers, where the skulls returned to us, that would have made that way. With the quality of life on that would have been amazing. Fine Line melted him there. Haha, Sea Star winning.
Reinforced.
I thought about taking Sea Star out and the greediest, stupidest thing ever. Yeah, this extra dose here is really good. We're not really shooting out too many normal attacks, but we do occasionally. Got infinite hitch now. Yeah. We do a lot of damage to these two with our Heartbreakers. This fight was so much fun. After today, I'm going to be playing a lot more Realm of Ink. I finally finished this up. I'm running out of content. I still have a bunch more. I'm not going to cut Hades out for probably the next year. I'll probably still make Hades content, but if they keep adding content, I'll keep making it forever. But I can't imagine I can stretch what's left for too much longer, and still make it interesting for you guys. But one thing that I'm going to be playing Realm of Ink a lot. I will put out my first video for Realm of Ink, and I really enjoy that game. I want to do Shape of Dreams, but that is a game that's meant to be played co-op, and I can't find anyone to play co-op with me, so... Maybe I should just... I wonder if there's a... is there a Reddit for Shape of Dreams, I wonder? I probably should just go on there and look around, see if anyone wants to play. Wow, okay. This fight was crazy. Now I get to get a Sun Worshipper here, which really helps kill these. Killing these two really helps me to get these. Oh, I didn't actually get one. I didn't kill them fast enough. My bad. I thought I did there. What's funny, the whole time I thought I just had a guy because I thought I killed one. And they just disappeared because I damage capped one of them. Normally beach ball would be so good in these situations, but like, it just doesn't do as much damage. I'm doing like 9,000 damage when I fire out one of those giant omega attacks. Like, the 300 damage from beach ball just doesn't really matter. It's just, there was like 3 or 4 plus 4,000 or more damage numbers on the screen all at once. That's 3,000 damage only with my Heartbreakers as I sprinted through Hercules. Like, that's crazy. Did it again there, the 2,500 from the Heartbreakers. So many numbers. There was like 6 different sets of numbers there as I did that. This is amazing. I think because of Hitch, I basically killed him at the same time. Right? I killed Prometheus like 15 seconds before I killed Heracles, whatever. Usually I have one dead for quite a while before the other one, but Hitch kind of makes it so that doesn't really happen. They're both just constantly taking all the damage, so. Title ring verified. Oh, I must have had steady growth.
Still dreaming of this place, of course.
And then I think we just go metallic droplet here for the last zone.
Surprise me, not hypnosis.
I could get the duo boon with Heft too to get more blast, to get hearts from my blasts, but I don't think I do get that. Doing one of these runs where I try to scare with blood drops and like dodge would be really interesting, as opposed to like just like pure HP and crazy raw damage. Getting like a really good blast build would be crazy. Like if you got like Demeter, Demeter and Hestia duo boons to go along with like a couple 2-second like a blast. Like if you had the attack and special at 2 seconds, that'd be a really fun way to do a run. If you had Poseidon, you could also have Sea Star plus. So like you could have them at like 1.4 seconds or whatever it is, 1.6 seconds. I don't remember what exactly it is. That'd be really fun too. Be a fun run to do a 12 zone deep dive with. You wouldn't be doing. You'd be doing like 2,000 damage hits every 2 seconds instead of like 6,000 damage hits every 4 seconds. So you'd probably be pretty close to the same amount of damage. We never got Weed Killer. That's like the biggest boon we didn't get from. If you look at everybody that we had, the one boon I wish we would have gotten, besides for just more legendaries, is like Aphrodite's legendary would have been huge, and so would Hera's would have been good too. But I actually don't think that like what's that boon called? The Revenge boon, the Revenge duo boon. I don't think that would be very good. It wouldn't scale too hard into the late game. I don't think. You know, unless you got like success, you got double strike, divine vengeance, and success rates of like every time you poked somebody, I think they were just getting hit with like 9 lightning shots. This guy is just can take a beating, take a licking, and keep on ticking, right? Like they say.
In the name of Hades.
I think we take rousing reset. We're not doing we're not hardly doing any Olympian damage. The reason we take that is in case we can get Hera's legendary, but I just didn't think about it too. I should have just stuck extended family. We're almost at the end. This is crazy here. Plus 90% HP and mana?
Take care now.
Right at the end of the run. Oh, look at my health. Oh, that's the most insane health meter I think I've ever seen. I don't want to get any forced swaps there, so I go down here. I could have gotten Hef Legendary, but I don't think that does anything. I think it would just add extra power to our Mel Skulls, which isn't actually doing anything because we're firing them all at once. One way it can do something is if you only pick like 2 of them up. Which, I mean, like, fair enough, we're not usually picking them all of them up, so I guess it could have worked. But I didn't want to mess around with getting force. Plus, those are very difficult trials. Like, Hef and Hera will both beat the shit out of you. Haha! The beach ball just, like, didn't even knock, like, a third of the guy's shields off. These things are scaled so hard. And a normal run beach ball is actually a good amount of damage. There was a while where, okay, so where you were getting, I think Supay gave 70% extra damage on your blitz, or sorry, on your dash, and they counted beach ball as part of your dash. So you would do, it was like 600 damage beach balls plus strength plus any other global modifiers you had. You could do like 1,000 damage beach ball hits. It was the most absurd thing ever. It was my funnest point in the game. Supay was my favorite. They've nerfed Supay. Supay is still probably like high B, low A tier. And some people don't find her fun or boring. They find her boring or whatever, but that's just opinion stuff. But at one point she was like S++. She was the best character in the game for a short period. And then she was still like one of the best characters in the game after like 4 or 5 nerfs. But then like the last 2 rounds of nerfs just made it like maybe like no, she doesn't stick out anymore. She's actually super bad until you get like 2 or 3 boons in key spots on her. And you need like a special attack and a rush boon before she's like even feasible. Or like you used to be able to like just put on like a Hestia, Zeus, or Poseidon keepsake and get a rush boon and you were good to go. There were Supay runs where people were just getting Breaker Rush and just like winning the run because it did so much damage. We just take Rapture in here. Healthy Rebound doesn't do anything. We have literally a boss fight left. Rapturing at least gives us some safety. And it's going to do 75 damage, maybe 0.8 seconds or something, so... Or 0.1 seconds, or whatever it is. So it's just doing a bunch of damage. It actually is doing more damage than the Poseidon. I mean, it doesn't give us Froth, so it's probably not doing more damage. Froth plus Gale is an awesome combination that we had going. But, the extra damage reduction from weakness is super good. Well, here's another fight where you have fire and lava and traps. There's some traps in this quote unquote in this game. There's not as many as there is in Hades 1, where every room is just like has pointy things and things that stab you and all kinds of stuff. This overall, I think is probably the easiest Rivals boss between all 12 zones. What's the third? This is the third. What's the no, this is definitely the easiest Rivals boss. Polyphemus is probably Polyphemus is easier. Eris is probably, as long as your timer's okay, it's probably easier too. If your timer's an issue, Eris is just like Timmy Time Waster, as Boded would say, and just stomps you with your timer, beats you with your timer over your head. If you watched him do like, I think it's the same in the Underworld though. The second zone boss is sort of like where the run begins. It's, whether it's Scylla or Eris, like Eris is like the time waster, and Scylla is actually just legitimately hard for Rivals fight on 67 Fear. Whereas if you're 67 Fear, Eris is just going to waste your timer into the ground. I think I watched him the one day where he was trying to do 67 Fear on stream, and he died at Eris like 20 times. And in my opinion, he's the best high fear player. He was. He's kind of retired from it now. There's some other guys who maybe are better, probably better now because they just do it. They still do it. They're like winning on like every dagger aspect and really crazy things like that. But he's the one that did it first in 1.0. He had like the second surface clear. and he didn't use Medea. Like, Foolish is just like the undisputed best Medea player. That's not even disputable. Like, he's just the peak of the game was probably Foolish on Medea as far as playing the game goes. He was just so good at Medea. Boded was good at like everything. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how Foolish was on other stuff. I only really saw him. I saw him speedrun during that one event, where they had like the speedrunning competition that he won and Boded took second. Like, he had to play like Moros, a couple other things. I saw him do that speedrun on like Zero Fear or whatever, and then 32 Fear, blah blah blah. Those aren't very hard, but like, as far as like high fear play goes, I mean, like, his Medea was insane, and then like Boded had like the clear on. I think he's cleared the underworld on a couple things.
You're safe now. You're all right.
Mel staff, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Worries melt away.
Look at these numbers. Fineland did 500,000, Ocean Swell 400,000, Poseidon Waves, which I think was just the cast, and High Surf did Beach Ball maybe. No, Beach Ball's its own thing, I think. Heartthrobs came in at 300k. That's absurd. Beach Ball's probably the next thing down if I had to guess. Look at that, 5 million Omega attack damage. like just like the lethal snare plus the six skull Apollo legendary. This was such a great run. Sea Star really kind of came through. Yeah, okay. Hades did 1,840 damage to us. So seriously, 900. We definitely would not have died to Electo, Infernal Beast, or Hecate, or any of that stuff. We definitely would have died. We had 1,500 HP going into the. So Asterius has basically did all the damage to us. What's his face didn't even show up, so we wouldn't have died in that fight. But we for sure would have died to Hades. Like, not even close. We only had like, I don't even think we only had like 800 hit points in that fight, so we would have died 2.5 times to Hades. Yeah, I'm not good at that fight, obviously. So that's the power of Moonwater. We still had full health at the end of that fight, so we healed for 1,000. We healed for Moonwater. We must have been progging it very, very well, like right at the point of it giving us back hundreds of health every time we used it, right within 2 seconds of getting hit really hard. That is maybe my favorite run of this game ever. Anyway, that's the end, guys. If you want to support the channel or just talk about how stupid that was in general, give me a like, comment, or subscribe below, and I hope everyone has a great day.